Do you ever need a distraction at some point of the day? You know, maybe afternoon, evening, sometime at night. You know what I mean? Like, let me explain a little. So, maybe a little distraction on what's going on in the outside world. Or maybe most importantly, up here. You know? Right? I think we pretty much all have that one thing, two different things, three, whatever it might be, that we do to distract ourselves, right? I mean, we're all human, you know? Okay. So these are my three things that maybe we'll call like my therapy sessions, you know, that I do when it's up here, you know. I don't think I have done a video like this. I tried to look through all my videos since I started this channel, and I'm pretty sure I didn't come across this. So, fingers crossed. I guess it's not like a duplicate and I'm not repeating myself. But this first one I feel like is pretty common, honestly. Music. When I graduated from high school. My mom was working at a toy store at the time, and I think that's where I got my first one. This one I've had for, I don't know, years now, and it's gotten to the point where it doesn't want to update. Not just the apps, but the whole thing in general. So, desperate need of an upgrade at some point. You know, I've always wanted like a tablet or something, so hopefully. Now, granted, I don't use this too much anymore, but for the most part, you know, of course, I use a little music app on here, or Pandora, you know. I am very happy that music exists. You know, of course, if it didn't, we would just probably go about our daily lives. You know, obviously we have another choice, right? But I am happy it exists. You know, so I don't know where I was going with that. But now, I kind of really just mostly use my phone. You know, I've had YouTube music on my phones for, you know, so long that I finally got into using that. You know, and I mean, my playlist is like kind of somewhat all over the place, genre-wise. And I feel like maybe by now we probably know that, right? So just a little bit of a rundown on what's on my repeat list, or repeat mix, they call it on there. At the very top, shouldn't really surprise anyone. We have Aaron Gordon. Again, shouldn't surprise anyone. Obviously, there's plenty of NSYNC on there. We all know my love for boy bands by now, obviously. Strictly 90s though. It's nothing personal to the ones now. Get that out there. But that is my era, of course, so that's kind of somewhat, for the most part, where my music taste will stay. You know, early 90s, kind of early 2000s, you know. Makes me feel like a kid again. Sometimes I wish I was, of course. But, you know, there's plenty of Justin's music on there. Chris Brown, MGK, the list goes on, honestly, you know. So again, with all the stuff that music has gotten me through, I literally, like I said, I'm happy music exists at this point, you know. Next one, I wasn't gonna throw that in here now, but just to get it out of the way, we'll add this as like a little bonus. But makeup. Now, obviously, all of my videos, I don't usually start out like this, you know, with some form of makeup on. Obviously, you know. I mean, now, do we need it? Honestly, no. Anyone ever tells you otherwise, they're wrong. Okay? We don't need it. We are all just fine without it. Okay? It's just something we like. You know? We like to wear it maybe every now and again. You know? But if you guys maybe sometimes will see me wear it in a video, I probably it's probably one of those days. You know? Just need that little something to help me feel at least a little bit better. You know? Again, do I need it? No, definitely not. But so I kind of wanted to give this a shout out. Okay? This is one of the new NYX Buttermelt highlighters. Oh my god. Now, I got these last weekend, I think it was, at Ulta. Now, they didn't have too much, so I just grabbed a couple that really caught my eye. But I have this one. This one is called Butter Than Gold. And I have another one, I think it's called Butter Mint. I tried both of those out over on my TikTok. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to try first, so I used both. So definitely head over there. Everything is always linked down below. Go give that video some love. But these get a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, obviously, or I probably wouldn't be wearing it and giving it a shout out. Now, as we know, I love a lot of NYX products. You know, they're one of the retractable lip liners. In nude is my go-to usually. You know, I use that a lot. The Sweet Cheeks Creamy Powder Blush in Rose and Play is my ride or die. This is gonna be another one. Now, I hope it focuses. There we go. But I'm obsessed. Now, this is literally, I've used this 4 times, I think, so far. There's no kickback to this, honestly, and you'll see that in that video. But I'm obsessed. Probably can't say that enough, but get some taps in. But again, I love this. Alright, so now moving on, which this probably shouldn't be another shocker, but watching ASMR. Now, I mentioned before, I started watching years, obviously, before I started, you know, to think about starting my own channel. You know, it started over on Facebook. Then, of course, it went on here. And then when TikTok became a thing, it was over there. You know, now it's pretty much become a part of my nighttime routine. Like I believe I mentioned with the music, you know. Now, I am a night owl. Sometimes I kind of hate that, but usually a lot of the times, if I just want to relax before falling asleep, I will grab my iPod, go to YouTube, since thankfully still for the most part works, and watch a video or two. You know, obviously, like, you know, for you guys who watch a lot too, it's really relaxing, of course. And it's another thing that I am happy it exists. You know, I'm happy I started my own channel. Of course, you know, that in hopes of, you know, helping all of you guys with your mental health, or if you just want to relax in general. Alright, last but not least, the final one. Now, if you guys have been here for a while, you know when I am not doing ASMR, I try to stay busy, distracted, and whatnot, doing my art. Now, I have a couple here. So, we're gonna start with drawing. That was something I got into really again in 2013. Little did I know 2 years later how much my art would help, you know, to distract myself. You know, again, what's going on up here. So here are a couple that I kind of did somewhat recently. Now, I don't know what it is, but I had like a little, I don't know really if we can call it an addiction, but I was really into the style, I guess we can call this, of that dripping paint effect, you know, with the lettering. So I did this with my username, of course, and then I added in the microphone that I tried to make it look like my own, just obviously without the cover and the stickers. Now, it's not too much, but I really love this, you know. Now, this next one, again, it stays within the dripping paint lettering of that, like the other one. I think I was watching a game at that point. I don't remember if the playoffs had started yet or not. We might know where this is going. Okay? I told you guys I have a quote-unquote problem. Ish. Okay? Not like in a weird way, obviously. I can't get that way. But you might get it by now, right? Okay, you do. Does your friend over there know? Or... okay. So, you remember when I was talking about music? At the start of my playlist on YouTube Music. You get it now, right? Okay. Or, again, we go back to Aaron Gordon. His nickname. Again, I might have been watching a game at that point when I did this. But, you know, again, it's not really too much, I know. I'm kind of looking at this like I kind of want to add something else, but I'm not really sure what though. I thought about it the other day too, but I don't know what to add. But plus, I think you guys, I've shown the little cartoon version, drawing version. I don't know what I was going with that, like the little, the picture of him. I believe I showed in a video one time. least, we skip ahead to 2019 when I got into fluid art painting. Now I only grabbed one of these, but this is a recent one. I am quite obsessed. This is on a 11 by 14 canvas. Now I had come across a video one day on Facebook of someone painting, I think it was a canvas, or no, a vase, a Northern Lights look. Now, I googled all of the colors of the Northern Lights, you know, just to see like if I had any of them and whatnot. I used like every one that it said, or like what I had close to it at least. I'm obsessed with this. I definitely might do it again and use like less colors or of the colors, but I love how this came out. Now, I'm pretty sure I mentioned the little background story on how I got into it, but my friends on Facebook were sharing, you know, videos of people doing it. I was just drawing at the time, so I thought, why not give this a whirl? You know, granted, did not start out the greatest, just like the drawing, of course, which I expected that. I mean, you don't really know too much on what you're doing. In a way, it's just something you think about trying, so, but you practice and then you get better. Again, obviously, I still have all of the drawings, and I'm pretty sure all the paintings that I have done since I started each. Granted, I definitely I don't need to, especially with the paintings, but yeah. So those are my 3, well, 4 really if we add in the makeup part, things that have become part of my little, we'll call it therapy sessions when I need it, you know. I am very thankful for all of these things existing, of course. If you guys would like to check out more art, like I said with the TikToks and stuff, always link down below. I try to keep my pages updated as much as I can. You know, the slump has kind of hit me recently, but bear with me here. But definitely go check that out. You know, give it a like and a follow. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it wasn't like too much, but let me know some of the things that helps you with your mental health. I mean, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, so. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Thumbs it up. Subscribe button. You guys know the drill by now. Of course. And as always, stay safe out there. And I will see you guys in the